Hey you folks, Quilly18 here, and welcome to some more Let's Play EU4, European Universalis 4, that is to say, the Art of War as Sweden. And some crazy person apparently decided it'd be a good idea to declare war on Scotland and France. My god, who does that? I don't know. Anyway, we do fully occupy Scotland right now, although you'll note that despite the fact that Scotland is the war leader, because as of patch 1.8, which is the one that came out with Art of War, war leaders do not change in a war. However, fully occupying the war leader no longer gives you a 100% war score instantly. So if we wanted to get a higher war score, we'd have to go and invade bits of France. Now, we will get a bit more of a ticking war score, of course, because we do have the war goal of Orkney, but it'll still only reach us to about 36%. However, once the war has been going on for 5 years, at that point, we'll get a 100% war score as long as we continue to occupy Scotland. So the war started somewhere in 1501, so somewhere in 1506, our war score should instantly transform to 100%. So our goal right now is to simply survive. Now, France should have basically zero navy. France should have really no way to walk to us. So I think we are... I think we're going to be fine. We just sort of have to sit on our hands and hope that no one else in the world decides to declare war on us while we're in a bit of a vulnerable state. Let's go ahead and move a handful of troops over here, or maybe actually I should move them to something like Skåne to reinforce, just in case anyone walks into Denmark. That's a new idea. And I've often said, like, I've tried different things with ideas, and usually I don't like starting with a military idea because it is putting us behind in terms of military tech. There's kind of an oddball window there. Also, I probably shouldn't have harsh treatmented as much. So our technology, our military technology is a bit far behind, but we should catch up relatively quickly. We'll have a decent discount for being behind and also for having the offensive ideas, so it's not the end of the world. We're going to go ahead and finish humanist tolerance, more tolerance of heathens, which will help keep us even more stable, plus 10% less idea cost, which is quite nice. At this point, I think it makes sense to continue down the offensive ideas. Faster sieges is nice. More land limit is nice. 5% discipline is nice. We don't necessarily need the forced march. I mean, there's something to be said about rushing towards cannons, but at this point, we've already gotten there, so we can do it. Oh, right. Right. I removed the focus from admin. I was going to say, I would like to focus on military, but apparently I can't do that. Still, it's not going to serve us too badly. Definitely we'll take a diplomatic or administrative idea next. Probably a diplomatic, because we haven't done it yet. And actually, we're behind. We don't really have to worry about it. Again, I usually like to grab idea groups in the order of if I'm ahead of time in something, but looks like we're not ahead of anything. And that's because we've grown quite quickly. Our tech is suffering, but it's because we're blobbing out like a crazy person. Who are we sucking up to right now? We're sucking up to Denmark and Norway. Norway's about to finish, actually, which will be nice, because we will need a diplomat to negotiate. What's our relationships like? 4 of 4. Pomerania had just ceased to exist. I saw them. We had a royal marriage with them, and they just disappeared because Pomerania was just eaten by Poland. Interesting. I don't suppose you've got a coalition against you now for doing all that, do you? Because that would be nice. What's interesting is we don't have a coalition. Oh yeah, we do. I was going to say, I was forgetting the colors. We do have Muscovy in there. There's something to be said about starting a war with Muscovy early-ish, so that we can deal with their coalition solo, because I suspect England might coalition us after we just swallow Scotland. So yeah, we'll have to wait for more war score. Detach that, go there. We're going to go ahead and blockade France, just because it does technically hurt them. It doesn't really advance the war, but it does hurt them. Plus, it makes sure we keep these little ships pinned in. Not that we've got too much to worry about. And if they did pop into a navy, then we might actually be in a little bit of trouble there. We really need all those ships, huh? Yeah, they do have 1, 2, 3, 4 docks here. You need a lot of ships. It's a good thing we've got light ships, because they actually make it a lot easier to blockade. Great. We're going to recall the Danish... oh, that's the Danish one. Yeah, we still have to worry about burning off a whole lot of revoked march status, but we do have the improved relation guy, which means it's burning off quite quickly. So we will be able to annex them at some point. Not as fast as if we hadn't made them a march, but I have to say, I'm not complaining about the fact with all the early skirmishes we had, the fact that they had a bit more manpower and a bit more force limit may have actually been a really, really big deal. And it's not the end of the world that we're going to annex them a little bit later at this point. I'm not too concerned. Also, they have much better military tech than I do. I have Tech 5, they have Tech 9. So that's actually helping us. Sure, you can have military access. I'm a little concerned if Muscovy decides to declare war. They've got 8 and probably a whole lot of troops. But, well, we'll see how it goes. Meanwhile, nothing to do but to wait. Can we suck up to anyone? Should we suck up to anyone? I'm going to keep Lithuania very high on our side. It's an excellent question here. I wonder if there's any chance we might be able to get Castile. We're at war, but there's not like too many great power allies or anything like that. Can't royal marry you. Well, we are distant, that's true, and you're neutral. Let's start, let's improve some relations with Castile. No. So we get a couple more years of war, probably a couple of years and a couple of months or something like that. Again, I'm not sure literally when we declared war. I have troops over here? Really? Oh, leftovers who couldn't fit on the boat. Ah, alright. Bit of attrition right now because it is the winter. I'm going to take the national spy defense penalty rather than lose any more admin points. You people can core a little bit faster. Not really a big deal. Yeah, they took Ulster from Scotland, which was interesting. And yeah, all it takes for Scotland to be small enough to eat in one chunk, they just have to lose one province. So if England can sometimes get a subjugation, CB, just like we got for Norway, and abused to take Denmark as well, which makes vassalization cheaper, which allows you to vassalize them in one chunk. But normally you can't eat them in one chunk as England, so you have to go to war once and take something like just Ayrshire. Or if Scotland has taken Ulster like they did in this time, you'd have to take both of those away, and that makes them small enough to swallow, which we are going to take advantage of. Sorry, England. You snooze, you lose. Almost done improving with Norway, and I think as soon as we're at peace, we will probably annex Norway, which will give us access to a few islands over here. Norway's finally taking care of its rebellion problem, which is nice. They've been there for a really, really long time. Doesn't really matter, because these are revolutionaries, which would have made them into a republic, but that wouldn't really affect things in terms of our vassal status. And then when we eat them, doesn't matter what government they were. So, another peace offer. No, we're still a couple of years away. War score is ticking up, of course, because, again, we do have the war goal of Orkney. But we just have to wait until we hit 100% so we can vassalize them. I could improve terrain. There's a bunch of stuff that I could build. And I did go, I believe, and build a handful of armories at some point, yeah? Yeah, which is good for manpower, but is also slowing down our tech. So, it's kind of tough to say, oh, here's something I can do. Is check to see what our unrest status is. See, we're at, like, negative amounts of unrest here. I could actually lower the autonomy, although this would leave us at 4. Some of these might be slightly better. 8, that's not bad. Not that their autonomy is super high. Here's a good one. 15 autonomy. Oh, but that's because I increased their autonomy. 50% autonomy here. No, not quite enough. Maybe once we're outside of war. I think we can go and drop some of this autonomy. Actually, this would be okay. We'd be sitting at about 2% unrest, which is not terrible. So we'll do that. Because, yeah, you do get a 10 unrest boost when you lower autonomy. Not there. What about Kola? Don't we have a mission for Kola to build a fort? Hang on. Didn't we have that like 100,000 years ago? Yeah, listen. Build an earth part there. God. Flail. Autonomy. Is there an autonomy map mode? There must be. What's the symbol for autonomy? Oops, I just had it up. It's the chain? Right here. Ah! Lapland. That's your unrest. Yeah, let's go and lower your autonomy. So a bunch of little 2%ers everywhere, although it'll help if they're in different rebellion groups. Right, I can't change you. I can change you. Not you. Do we have war exhaustion? A little bit, but not much. Stability could ideally be a little bit higher. Alright, we're going to go ahead and deal with that. Again, there'll be a little bit of ticking up of some of these rebellion groups, but Novgorodians are 27 years, 83 years, 41 years. So yeah, it's not enough to make them tick in any sort of scary way, so we'll keep looking at that. We'll get more manpower, more tax base, it'll be great. Yeah, the reason I remember that when I was talking about the armories is because if you look, you can see that you get like very little manpower, say here, because of its local autonomy, for example. Less Grand Army is gone. Local missionary strength is decreasing. Is that where we're actually doing conversions? It is, so it's probably not going to be able to tick. 0%. Nearly done, but I don't know how long that event will be, so we're just going to go ahead and move it to Colm over here. Which... 4% unrest is manageable. Alright, 21%. Go ahead and kick up. Keep an eye on France. Everything still looks pretty safe. No, we're going to ignore another peace deal over here. The other thing after 5 years is I think that's when we'll start to get the call for peace. But it all worked out pretty well. Pretty much in line. We don't need to lower inflation. No, it's dropping. I'm going to take a increase in narrow-mindedness. Yeah, it increases our tech cost. But we can convert people faster, which will actually be really, really, really useful. So I'm going to deal with that. Yeah, I know, we're super behind on tech, and I'm just slowing it down even more. Technologically backwards Sweden. There's going to be a period of risk here, and we're definitely going to want to rebuild. And we can't go to war because we're behind on military tech, because I spent so much on harsh treatment, and I should not have done that. The ideas is not terrible. These are pretty good. But yeah, you know what? I think I will stop spending on the offensive ideas. The force limit is nice, and the discipline is nice and helps us make us fight faster, but we really do have to get to cannons at the very least. But it's nice that we get the 20% discount. Increased narrow-mindedness sucks, but otherwise we're okay. And we do get the 8% discount because of the ideas we did put in there. So overall, we're going to save a few points. But anywho, one more year to go. France is still not making any sort of move towards us. No one decided to declare war on us and take advantage of us. Helps that we have our vassals. I gotta say, they're doing well for us. There's no way that you're offering me becoming a vassal. No. Just the core and the war reparations. Not enough, my friend. Earth Rampart is complete, so we got manpower. Thank you very much. Oh, we've got the Defend Norway mission, which will require us to annex Norway. You know, Norway does not exist, and we have the capital. Now, we're going to start integrating them as soon as the war is over. It'll take a little while. Now, I could also grab the Claim Our Rivals Province job or mission, and because it's easy to do. You just claim it, you get 25 military strength. But I'm worried that the Defend Norway mission won't be there when we decide to peace out, and I'm going to want to make sure it's there, because getting free stability is going to be nice. Liberation Act. Wow. That's pretty good. What do we need? We need humanist and offensive. Less unrest, less nationalism. That is actually going to be really good. Once our military situation stabilizes and we go on like a big conquest of Muscovy, that's going to be awesome. All right. 6 more months. Well, probably something like 9 months or something, because again, I don't know exactly when we started the war. I'm assuming we didn't start on January 1st. It should probably be on speed 4, not speed 5. Annex subject is gone. Good. Okay, that's actually really good, because if I'd started annexing Norway, because I would have had a negative diplomatic reputation, that's not me, which would have slowed down our integration. So I'm not going to take the offensive ideas. This 20% siege ability is actually really, really nice. You dramatically shorten siege times, and that means you you lose a lot less manpower to attrition while sieging. Not to mention you just war faster. All right, so it's now 1506. We're going to see this pump up to 100% relatively soon. Probably a heretic. Gain unrest, lose desire. I don't really care about the reform desire necessarily. I'll probably end up going Protestant because I suspect that's where the centers will be, the centers of reform. So whatever, we'll take that for now. We'll take a little bit of papal influence for right now. Could we spend it on anything we want? Gain 819 manpower. Ooh, so much manpower. Prestige can help. Oh, right. Right now my legitimacy is okay, but my heir is weak. So I think ideally what will happen is once we flip over to playing as our heir, we'll see if we can hopefully spend enough papal influence. I hope this doesn't get reset when we die, but hopefully we can get enough papal influence over here. 60 influence to get 10 legitimacy, which is really nice. We lost a military advisor. Manpower modifier is nice because it puts the number higher, which also means we recover more every month. I still think that morale or discipline is like the primo guys. There we go. There's the call for peace and 100% war score. I wasn't staring at the war score, but I suspect they happen at basically the same time. So we're going to say Scotland becomes Swedish vassal, and give me any cash you happen to have sitting around. And that'll be good. Look at that. So sexy. So we're going to get some aggressive expansion with Scotland, certainly. England and Connaught are the big ones. And actually, we're going to get 22 with a lot of German states, including Austria. That's a little bit scary. Would we get less if we didn't ask for money? No, no. All right, Swedish vassal. So we're going to have to take a look at what the military map mode looks like after that. I take these ships. I'll go ahead and probably just group them up over here. Bam. Okay, call for peace will go away. Yes? No? There we go. Okay, let's check our states over here. National unrest is it's negative, but we still have some war exhaustion. I'm not going to spend to reduce it, though. Rebellion stats, 20 years, 36 years, 80 years. That's good, even with the reduced thing. We've now got 4-4 relationships, including leading... Oh, we're not married to Denmark. Also, Castile. We'll keep something up to you. That'll be okay. We really will need another merchant. Oh, we can't marry Denmark because they're hostile towards me. Right. Let's go ahead and annex Norway. 360 power. We don't quite have that now, but we're probably only spend somewhere between 1 to 5 diplo power per month on it, so it's going to take a while. It's going to take 10 years. 10 years to annex Norway, but that'll be fine. 15, 16. I don't think I plan on doing any wars in that time. We're going to go... Is this the one with the transports? Only 8 transports. Certainly there's some more coming, though. There we go. Group up. That's my entire navy? No. Another fleet over there. Just going to group them up and then figure out what to do with them after. So, group them up. I hate that if I click on the light ships... Yeah, it's kind of annoying because I want the leader. So, I guess I'll split off the transports. You will auto-transport, which is good. So, if I take these troops, I love this new feature, and tell them that I want them to be in Stockholm, it'll take that ship automatically. Even the ship was somewhere else, which is really handy. Meanwhile, this fleet over here, we're going to split off the heavies. We're going to move you to Skåne. And we're going to protect trade in probably the Baltics trade node. Yeah, we only have 14% of it right now, so we definitely want to increase our power there to actually capture some of it. It's great that we're helping to move gold out of Novgorod, but if we're not actually capturing it over here, then it's not being terribly helpful. Protestant Reformation has started. Okay. Paving the way. So if we take a look at the religious map mode. There we go. London is a Protestant center of Reformation. And, see, check it out. The nearby center of Reformation is converting this province. So, by having a center of Reformation in London, most likely England will go Protestant. Now, they might be fighting it at first because they are still going to be Catholic overall, and there's not a whole lot of Protestant anywhere. But, more of these are going to kick in relatively soon. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. Maybe we'll get a center of Reformation. Maybe we won't. Maybe we'll become Protestant. Maybe we won't. We'll have to see exactly what happens. So you've arrived there. We're going to go ahead and mothball you, Mr. Heavy. And yeah, we're going to wait and get some military tech. And then overall, not do anything. My transports are still transporting. Let's go ahead and kick up to speed 4 over here. Now, we don't have any kind of truce with England, and they might decide... Did you drop off, everyone? No? Did I click in? Oh, no. Oh, you're not actually doing the docking, though, with the transport. That's stupid. I didn't realize that. You can actually dock in Stockholm. That's perfectly fine. And then we'll move you over there. Oh, I didn't realize they stayed off the shore. All right, other than that, yeah, mostly static. We're going to keep going with the annexation. So we can see our modifiers. We got 1 point every month. +1 for same religion, +1 for same culture group. So we're actually bringing them in at 3 times the size that we might normally do it, although we're going to get the same religion bonus with Scotland as well. Not the same culture group. We lost our general. I'm not going to rush out to replace him. I think we might have been over a limit because it's not... Whoa! What happened? Whoa! Okay. I don't know if you guys noticed that, but all of a sudden my volume became like 100,000. You probably didn't notice the boost because of how it's recording it, but it might have picked it up a little bit on the microphone. Woo! Okay. What was I going to do? I was going to do something very important and interesting. Crap. I have no idea. But Castile, we finished improving relations with you. Any chance? That distance between borders. Oh, now you have too many great power allies. Well, that's really unfortunate. Aragon is a lesser part of that union. You probably have too many great power allies because you're allied to Castile. France. How badly do you hate me, though? A little, and you have too many great power allies. keeping the alliance with Lithuania, which is great. I have no intention of breaking that anytime soon. It would actually be really nice to make friends with Poland, but it seems unlikely. I really would like to shop around for an extra ally. Like Kazan, we might have like mutual enemies, but not enough. And they hate me. Well, I could maybe improve. I can't marry them. It might pull me into too many wars. How's Hungary? You're allied with France, so too many... Oh, that's vassalization. Derp derp. Too many great power allies. Ottomans? That would be weird. Okay, Muscovy. Who hates Muscovy? Lithuania and Sweden. You're literally your only enemies, and you also hate Kazan. Well, Lithuania, as long as we stay good with you, that's going to be fine. What's our relationship at right now? Let's go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and cap out our relations with Lithuania again, just to make sure we stay super close and friendly. I don't want to lose this heart over here. This friendly outlook makes a big, big, big difference. If they ever start to desire these territories over here, we'll actually have kind of a bad time. But right now, short term, no wars, because we don't really have the tech. We've done some extremely rapid expansion, and it cost us, but as soon as our technology stabilizes, we are going to be in a stunningly good situation. Military tactics, infantry shock, yay! Next level, we get the artillery, which is really the big one. There's a lot to be said about making sure you rush to tech level 7 before you spend military points on anything else. We might end up getting a 20% discount on it, though, so... I mean, it's still nice that it's a bit cheaper. That's going to be okay. Workshops, courthouses. We got some money. Actually, what I'd like to do is probably save up to 1,000, pick up an embassy. We could take out a loan for it as well, but I don't think that'll make any sense. Culture groups are fine. Finnish is accepted. I have no need to convert them. There's nothing we need to do with our admin. We have nothing to core. It could go up to +2 stability, but I don't usually like to spend for it. Missionaries about to complete. There's something to be said that going up to +3 when we finish this, but I think it would be silly to spend the admin points right now. So yeah, I'll take the tech. So I'm not going to build those buildings quite yet, but the scythe level is really nice. +10 efficiency, production efficiency is really good, because I think we're still getting most of our money from production right now, as you can see. Tax base is starting to go up. We got a mission. Ah, the active uniformity we will definitely take for more missionary strength for faster conversions. Now, the Suffragan Bishop Act is always a tough one. I'm going to go ahead and deselect it for now. If at any point we're going to spend money on stability, I'll try to remember to do this first. But I don't want to take the -4% national tax modifier, which isn't going to be hugely impactful, but it's there. Conversion finished. So let's go again and do more conversions. We've got some unrest, but hardly anything to mention. And what I could do is take another pass, now that we're at peace especially, through the local autonomy. So I can't do anything here because we changed it. I could do something here, but technically this just had 0.1 unrest, so it's not a negative amount of unrest. We could probably drop the autonomy there. We'd have 4% unrest, but that would be manageable. Let's go and do that. I'd really like to do it here. Oh, these would be different nationalists, though. These are... Oh, no, they're both Novgorod. Oh, nice! They're both Novgorodian rebels, so they will add to the same pool, so I don't want to multiply that up. If I'm going to drop an autonomy anywhere, it's going to be somewhere where it will be feeding into a different type of unrest. Alright, good enough for now. We'll come back later. Hire the engineer for military power. Yeah, I have money, and I could use a little bit of tech. So let's do that. Yeah, cancel the right. We do have advisors in every role. It's still the cheap ones. We're making enough we could potentially afford a level 2 guy. If there was a diplomatic reputation guy, I would have picked it just to be able to finish our annexations a little bit faster, which would be nice. Diplomats are all busy doing things. I like the inflation reduction. Overall, we're pretty good. Oh, we could check our trade status now that our ships are boot and a boot. Oh, and our transport fleet, we can actually go and drop them off so they're not at sea. I'm probably not going to mothball them. Actually, I suppose I will. So trade, so we now are up to 28%. I think we were, what, 13%? So now we're 28%. I think we were making around 3 gold. Now we're making, well, basically 6. So slightly more money from trade, which is good. We'll still need more of a presence. How are we in terms of force limit? We could actually build a handful more troops. And we're almost at our manpower. I don't think we've got any mercs anymore. We go and build, I'll just, for convenience, I'll build them all in Stockholm so I don't have to move them. Let me check over here. We don't have any mercs, which is great. I can drop my army maintenance all the way down to 0. Scotland's rebuilding a tiny army again. Hooray, hurrah. Merge? Can I not merge you? Why? Because one of you is mothballed? Is that true? It is true. Oh. Anyway, mothball you, save a little bit of money. God, I like that feature. So my fleet maintenance will always be at 100% now. Because my light ships, I'll always want them to be active. And then I can just mothball all the things. That's not what I meant to do. I meant to merge you up. Okay. So Connaught is a vassal of England, which is too bad because they might have become my next target. I might be able to make friends with them and then war with England, get them to release Connaught, and then Diplo vassalize them myself in the future. That's a possibility. Oh, here's the thing I can do. Where's a rebellion state? There we go, right over here. You can move into Lagoda. Help reduce rebellion. I could even put in like a 20 stack over there, so I need like 6 more. There, 5 stack is fine. Just using the split command, it's the easiest way to do things. Oh yeah, we'll stick 20 dudes over there. What are you? Norwegian peasants. Probably an event that triggered that off. I can't imagine that they're having rebel issues. Civil war in Brittany. That's good, because Brittany's been a little bit my foe, although they're mostly just going to get absorbed by France. God, Austria over here. Although, Castile, Aragon, Naples, France. Nice. Castilian conquest of Liguria. People are blobbing out, but then again, so are we, so can't complain. You're going to go there, you're going to lower the unrest. Nice, you'll actually drop the unrest completely once, well, there might be a quarter of a point left or something like that. Is that literally? No, now we are literally at 0. We're going to recall our Lithuanian diplomat. What we can probably do, get a royal marriage with Scotland as soon as our diplomat is back, and then start improving relations with them. Because in 10-ish years' times, we'll probably want to soak them in. Plus, more royal marriages equals more legitimacy. By the time our king dies, he's going to have max legitimacy. Too bad his heir is weak. I don't know if there's anything you can do about your heir's legitimacy. But hopefully we'll get up to our 60 papal influence, and we'll buy up a little bit of legitimacy. Because high legitimacy makes a big difference. Massively decreases unrest. Massively. Huge. Also, it's actually boosting our income from vassals. And right now we have a fair number of vassals, so I like that. Improve relations with Scotland. So Denmark's still going to be the pissy one. They still don't like that revoked March status. They're currently super hostile. I'm hoping that once the March status thing goes away, and we get a nice big positive number here, they'll stop being hostile. Like, they're just vassal attitude. Norway is hostile. I guess we don't have friendly. We might just have vassal or hostile. So these people they're specifically looking for their independence. Now, as we grow as well, once we absorb Norway and become bigger, it might reduce the chance that Denmark will want to declare independence, because our relative size will be that much more intense for them to deal with. We'll see. But this seems like a good place for us to put in a cut, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. Thank you very much for watching. We'll see you next time.